introducing Erickson, the Hammer Lubin.
Erickson Hammer Lubin, the junior middleweight division, super welterweight division, 20-1, top contender. I started boxing because my brother, he was a boxer. So when he started boxing, I wanted to start boxing. And I was too young at the time. I was like, 4 years old or something like that. But my brother would come home every day and teach me how to box a little bit, even that small, and just, make me into a rough and tough type of kid. I started doing karate at first, and when I started karate is a contact sport, but you can't really go off on someone. You can't really, provide too much contact. They end up stopping it in between. So, being in karate, I was just a little bit tougher than those dudes. So they ended up putting me in boxing just at 5 years old. Everyone's seen the potential in me because I would go to every tournament. I would go to all these amateur tournaments, exhibitions, and just, dominate the opponent. And they felt like I was just, at a different level. I was at a different speed from other fighters that was especially my age. They would put me in there with guys even older, and, I'll still do my thing. I'll still hurt those guys. I ended up going to national tournaments, and I was that top dude. I ended up, being the #1 hopeful for the 2016 Olympics. I'll go to every tournament, I'll beat everyone. I turned professional because the amateur rules were changing. I felt like it was time for me to make a move in boxing, and I felt like I had the skill set to match with anyone. And signing professional, I felt like that buzz from the amateurs was just gonna carry on to the pros, and it did.
Lubin, very skilled for you. I think that punch got Bruce's attention. It was a right hand to the body. Then it comes upstairs with the right hand.
Well, let's see the poison maturity of Lubin, 19 years old.
Chopping right hand, and Bruce did not quite go down. And Lubin trying to finish the deal, and he still doesn't go down. And this time he does.
This kid has a very serious future.
Got a lot of skills,
Training is a lifestyle. It's what we do for a living. Other people get up and go work their 9-to-5 jobs every single day. This is our jobs. We get paid for this, so this is what every boxer should be doing. Is just getting the best shape of their lives and getting real on point with their boxing. What's that saying by Ali? He said, "Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion." Those are words that I always have in the back of my head because, this is what pay us, man. We get paid like athletes. We're professionals, so we gotta act like it.
Finally made it out of the trenches. Hallelujah. Why did I go out, boy?
See what that shirt says? We don't play boxing. You can play baseball, basketball, football, but you can't play boxing. Because boxing ain't nothing to play with. I mean, you got your opponent trying to take your head off. It's a fight. It's a sport, but you don't play it.
I know I'm in camp. I know I got a job at hand. I'm in camp, so I'm mentally here. I'm locked in. When it's time to go fight, I go out there and perform.
Sometimes it's tough being away from home, like family and all that type of stuff, but I know what's at the end of the rainbow. Knowing I have a child, just having a son, and the people I look up to, like my mother and my father, seeing them struggling at a point, it just, motivated me to go harder. At about 12 years old, my mother ended up getting robbed, and she was in the house, and I was at the gym, and while she was in the house, she was actually set up by one of her friends. She stopped by the house and told my mom give me a second, I'm gonna go to the car real quick. She ended up walking through the garage. You know, she never goes through the garage. She ended up walking through the garage, opening up the back door, the side door actually, opening up the side door. A few men came in the house, ended up beating my mom, you know, into a really bad coma pretty much. You know, they had my mom out. They was pistol whipping her, beating her up with bats, all type of stuff, you know. And, you know, they ended up leaving because they thought my mom was dead. Since that, you know, my mother, she ended up leaving Orlando, just leaving Florida pretty much. She ended up moving to New York, growing up in, you know, the west side of Orlando. You know, it's not Disney World over there. You know, it's pretty much, it's tough. I could have been one of those guys growing up in, you know, a bad neighborhood and, you know, falling victim into those type of things, you know, especially the street life and drugs and selling it and, you know, just all types of negative stuff that could have came out of that. So, you know, I thank my parents for, you know, always believing in me.
When I was younger, to go to these tournaments, if they had to give me their last dollar, they do it. You know, that's why I fought so hard at all those tournaments as a child. I was like, you know, I ain't putting this money to waste, we ain't got it. Then it came to a point where they were paying me to go to these tournaments and I didn't want to put their money to waste. You know, I wanted to, you know, make the best of boxing. As a kid, I never really thought about being as bad as it sounds, I ain't never really think about being a scholar. I ain't think about being a doctor, nothing else. Once I started boxing, you know, I put my mind on boxing every single day because when I came up, it was just, you know, that's what all my peers did. That's what all my friends did. We all boxed together. So it was like boxing every day. I want to be the best at boxing, 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 boxing. When my mom left, I ended up moving with my dad, and he pretty much put me there mentally. I knew I would be a boxer, but I was just young and didn't understand that it actually took time. My dad came from Orlando, man. That was pretty exciting because my dad, he really doesn't see me train too much because he's always busy. You know, him taking the time out and coming to see me was, you know, pretty, it was pretty cool. And I thank him for that because he never really get to see me spar. And, you know, he just watches me fight and he don't see the process, you know. He don't see the preparation. So, you know, he was pretty excited to see me spar as well.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. From a little kid to now, it's totally different. Way different. Yeah, I'm really proud of him. The advice that, you know, I give him, and from amateur to now, so far, you know, I can't say anything negative about it. No, I really like, you know, the way he handled himself, and everything so far so good.
Got some solid sparring partners, and they pushed me to the limit. So just imagine, man, I'm in the ring with one guy for about 4 or 5 rounds. He's fresh. And then, you know, for the next 5, 6 rounds, I have another sparring partner who's coming in, and he's fresh, and they're both, you know, capable of, you know, being world champions. So I love that type of sparring.
Basically, I'm working on distance, range, improving his balance in the ring. If your balance is right, you always set the punch, and you don't miss openings that are there because you're off balance.
A lot of people nowadays, they'll be like, you know, you don't want to burn yourself out in the gym and all this type of stuff, but just look at the old days. Those dudes fought everybody. They worked their asses off every day. They sparred, you know, top level fighters. And, you know, I just want to be a top level fighter because I'm there mentally, and I feel like, you know, me sparring those type of guys is just gonna help me out. It won't hurt me at all.
Pops in the building with me. You know, it's always good, man. Like I said, it's always cool to have family around.
Looking all flying.
Right. They say he looked like he's my age. Normal athlete's gonna be in shape. Be in dog shape. There's a difference. A lot of that comes from up here. Everybody, at this level, everybody in shape. chill with it, you know how to take it to that next level and be in dog shape.
Man, I really feel like I'm the best, man. I really do feel like I'm the best in my division. I know deep down in my heart like that I'm the best in 154 pounds. But there was a hiccup along the road, along our journey, but you know, it's far from over, man. I'm 23 years old. I'm a big threat in this division.